Damn, bro, this is embarrassing. Oh, what the hell? Oh, shit!
Yeah, the sun just came out and, you know, back working on Tyler's 240. But currently, job number 1. Well, job number 1 is already done. We took off the center console. Job number 2, more important, take off this ugly ass dash. Like, look at this. You got flock on top of flock with rust and Bondo.
We took off the center console. It was a rock. I don't even...
W find.
Sound deadening's mostly off. I just had to use a heat gun for the rest of it. I already ordered all the sound deadening stuff to replace it all. I've never removed a dash, so we're just gonna go bolt by bolt until it pops off. Then once this is off, we're gonna fuck with wires and see if we can make something work, because there's so much stuff in this car that should work that doesn't. Seat belts don't work, the pop-up button doesn't work, the rear defrosters doesn't work, the tach doesn't work, odometer doesn't work. All right, let's get to it. Oh! That was easy.
Flex up, stretch out, big bands, roll up.
It already doesn't work, just, you know?
Fuck.
Unplug some shit and then yank it out.
Dude, try this. Literally? Just...
I got basketball shorts on.
What?
Hold on, my rib cage needs to set. You got a saw? What a machete at?
Kick it.
What if I miss?
Don't. Now what? The fuck is this?
Pretty heavy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna need this.
This is so crispy, bro. Like, oh fuck. All right. I don't know. This is the deepest I've ever been in a car. I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. But now we make shit work. So it's been about a day now, and the dash is completely out. I have about 90% of the sound ending out. I'm still working on that. But now that the dash is out, I can look at the wiring just to see if I can make something work in this car, because like nothing really works. Like this car literally just an engine. I got the warning chime to work. That is the charm box that makes the cool JDM noise. It's not supposed to sound like that. And then a hammer couldn't solve. And then after I took off the center console, I noticed that auto seatbelt control module was missing. The automatic seatbelts in this car never worked. I bought a new one off of Facebook Marketplace for $45. It looks in good condition, but I'm gonna try plugging it in and seeing if that will make these seatbelts work. If they work, great. But if not, then I tried. I spent $45. Ideally, I want like all the things to work in this car. I know it's more like a beater right now, but the more things I can get to work in this car, the better, just for comfort. I have the battery disabled for now while I plug this in, so I'm gonna plug it in now and see what happens. Hopefully something cool. Let me use 2 hands. That's good enough. No way. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. How I get it to go back? Oh shit, what do I do? Whoa, shit, this is so cool! Oh my god. Okay, I love this car. Oh, I love this car. W, this is so cool. I don't know why they removed, I mean, I think I know why they removed it. Normally they just disable it. Automatic seatbelts aren't really a good feature, but they're so cool to me. Whatever, I'm gonna just keep them. I'm so excited. All right. Dash is almost ready to go in. Right now, I'm just prepping the new dash to go in. There's a bunch of like AC vents and things that need to be swapped over. Some of them broke while I was taking them out. Like this is like so rotted and most of it like snapped. I think yeah, this one broke. Literally just me pulling it out, it broke. This broke too. I probably could have saved it, but it was already cracked, so whatever. I have a new one of those. Some of the AC vents I'm gonna have to buy, but for the most part I have everything to swap over to get this dash in. It's a whole lot nicer. Hopefully it'll look a whole lot better. What the fuck is that? This isn't even dirt. Like, it's kind of dirt, but most of this is flock. They did such a bad job flocking the old dash. Like, it's a little better. My old dash didn't have this upper defroster vent because I assume it just cracked off or disintegrated, because that's normally what happens to these. So I went on eBay. This is an OEM, but I bought a replacement for it. It came in like 5 different pieces, which is not how the OEM one comes, but I only paid like 30 bucks for it, so let's see how well this fits. I got one part in. It doesn't look part of my homeless appearance, but big things are happening now in the 240 in terms of the interior. I've given it its first wash since I installed the new roof on it. I know it's 50 shades of gray, but it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it, especially the carbon roof. Oh, it looks so good in the sunlight. But this is the first car wash I've ever done on this car where the inside stayed completely dry. It's still a mess in here, I know. I've finished mostly removing the sound deadening on this side and scrubbing it all up. And I still need to do the back and under the driver's seat. And then once I do that, a bunch of boxes have finally come in. I have this box on the left and another one in the garage. This one is a sound deadening like pad. This is like a thicker material that'll go on top of this sound deadening material that I bought. I got both of these off Amazon, I think, honestly. This one had really good reviews. I don't remember the specs of it, but I heard good things about it. I have a lot of mats in here. Box is heavy as hell. I'm just gonna line them all up like that, like bing, 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 bing. And under the dash and all that, and probably in the trunk too. I have another one inside that's a little lesser, it's a lot lighter, not really a thick sound deadening, but I'm gonna lay that on the underside of this carbon roof. Just, I know it's gonna hide the look of the carbon, but it's okay. Just to kind of sound deaden the noise, because like if it rains, or when it rains, I drove this in the rain, it is so loud, it's like rocks hitting the roof. Alright, so to take these panels off, scrub under those. The box is a thicker sound deadening. I'll just lay only in the parts where your feet go. This is like a little soft barrier for when you sit in. And then this box on the right is the new carpet that just came in. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm gonna open it now. It's from Stock Interiors, but it says ACC on it. I don't know, maybe they just share boxes or something, I don't know. But I'm gonna open this now, so we can take a look at it real quick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is what we have right now. This is the actual carpet itself. I completely like spec'd this out with every option they had. It was $300 for the base carpet, and then it was like, hey, do you want mass backing? I was like, I don't even know what that is, but sure. Do you want plush integrated sound deadening? I was like, okay. And it all came out to like $700. I was like, what the hell? But I bought it anyway, so this is a $700 carpet, but it feels really good. It's really thick. It's all wrinkled up right now, but I assume it'll fit. Everyone said that they fit pretty well. I do have to cut all the holes and everything for the seat belts and shifter and everything, but that's fine. I also got it with the rear trunk mat too, so everything will match up. Hopefully this interior will look completely different when it's started. I'm tired. Oh, what the hell? What the hell, bro? What the hell? Oh, this is the nastiest shit, bro. This is disgusting. Oh my God. Okay, so So I'm at the point now where I'm almost done with the sound deadening. There's a couple parts from where I should trim a little piece and put it in some of these gaps, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. Next, I'm gonna do the thick kind of sound deadening that will go on top of that and under the carpet. I'm only gonna put it in like the footwell areas. I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but this is the next part to it. I'm gonna start this now, and then I'm gonna try and get everything done today. Just because I think my mom's car just blew up. The Mini Cooper that's always in the background, I think it just pooped itself. So she's gonna start using my daily. I really gotta get this car up and running. I have the seat in it right now just because I drove it to the car meet earlier, but I have to take all that out and then I'll lay this in, and then I can put the carpet on top so I can go trim it and fit it right, and then start installing stuff finally. So the way I'm gonna do the thick stuff is, instead of just doing it the way that I did the sound deadening, I just literally threw it in there and trimmed it as I went. But for this, the guy in the video just traced it around specifically where your feet go on the flat parts. So I don't have any floor mats for this car. It would have been a lot easier if I did. So instead, I'm just gonna cut out a piece of cardboard until it fits perfectly in that spot, and then I'll trace that around that so that it fits perfectly like a floor mat, that I know that it will fit perfectly. I could just lay it in there and then cut it out like that, but this way it feels a little smarter so I'm not dealing with this giant roll in the car. So I have the rough shapes for that part over there. I'm gonna cut this out and hopefully, in theory, it should fit perfectly. Good enough. I don't really know the purpose of this layer specifically. I just told to just do it. It's very soft, so I just hope it'll last. It costs a decent amount, so I like how soft it is. Really, like, it's nice and bouncy. Okay, I've for the most part finished the fluffy part of the sound deadening. Had a couple hiccups. I was kind of stupid. I cut this one inside out, whatever. So the hole's on the wrong side. I was like, you know, whatever. I was gonna put their feet there anyways, but both sides are done. Next up is the actual carpet. We're finally on the carpet stage. This all looks good enough. I'm happy enough with it. It's a lot better than what it was. Now for the carpet, I've heard a lot of people say that if you do like all of the settings or options they have on the website, like the mass backing and everything, that this becomes super hard to cut through. For all of this sound ending, I've been using this box cutter, which worked really well, but to save myself the headache, I'm gonna go get an X-Acto knife for this carpet because I have to cut all the holes and stuff anyways. So I'm gonna go get an X-Acto knife to make this a little easier to cut through. I think it's still gonna be hard to cut through, but it'll be a lot easier than using this, I think, at least. All right, I'm installing the carpet now, but I forgot I still need to remove this little trim right here that holds in the carpet. I left the old carpet retaining clips from my old carpet too, because this carpet does not come with like all the clips or anything that the OEM carpet comes with. I like this door jingle, but now it's starting to get annoying, so I think I say well, I unplugged it, but I'm gonna leave it in. The more things that work in this car, the happier I am. All right, don't get this giant thing in here now. Whoa, shit. Alright, today I really have to finish the 240. Not like completely finish it, but get it to the point where I can drive it. Like, I don't need like the passenger side and everything finished. I just specifically need to be able to drive this car because we are so down on cars right now. Normally we have a lot of cars here, and there is a lot, but my Civic that I daily, when this is down, is being used by my dad because he sold his car because it was broken, it blew up, and we just didn't trust it anymore. There's no AC or anything. That was my mom's daily, but it just blew up, I'm pretty sure. I'll start it up so you can hear it. The Corvette, she's using the Corvette now as a daily because that's blown up. That's the family SUV that gets like 3 miles per gallon. It's so annoying, and I hate driving that car. So I need to get this car working because otherwise I have nothing to drive. This is my mom's car. It's a 2010, I think. A Mini Cooper Clubman S, so it's the turbo model. They're really fun cars, but Jesus Christ, this thing so unreliable. Like, this car blew up once already this year. We had it rebuilt, the head cracked, we had it rebuilt, and now I think the exact same thing is happening again. I think the head is cracked in the exact same place. You can hear that one cylinder do a long crank, like there's no compression. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So this car is down, probably permanently. I'm gonna be down on the Corvette and the Civic, which are the two cars I rely on when this car is down. So I really have to get this car working now. So that's the goal for today specifically. I can't postpone it any longer. It may not look like it, but I'm actually not that far away from being done. The carpet is mostly in. It needs a little bit more massaging. It's a mess in here just because I've been doing a bunch of stuff, but this is my old gauge cluster. I took it apart because it was broken anyways. I just needed to see what the inside of it looked like. I'm gonna buy a new one, a dual cam cluster. The reason why this didn't work is this is a single cam cluster. You can tell the single cams because they redline at 6, but the dual cams rev at 7, or redline at 7. That's how you can tell the difference. The RPM gauge never worked and the speedo never worked, so like, this thing is just completely pointless. So I just took it apart to see how they worked, just in case I needed to. Once this is out, I can cut the holes for the seats. I already cut the holes for this. I need to cut the hole for that seatbelt as well. Probably not gonna touch the passenger side yet, just because I'm short on time. But after that, I'm pretty sure, like, I have all the pedals and stuff. The gas pedal and all, I cut all that area out. Like that, it's all looking pretty good. Should be able to get the center console in as well and plug everything in. And then I can get the dash in and the seat. And at that point, it should be drivable enough. It won't be pretty, I know, but it should be drivable. And I can slowly work on things after that without having to have it sit here. I could just run it with no dash, technically, but I have the ECU unplugged right now because I want to tuck the ECU into the glove box because it didn't really fit. The wiring in this car is terrible. I don't know what the hell this is, but I don't have time to deal with this right now, so I'm just gonna shove it in the glove box until a later date. It was over here, but it would make the carpet not fit right. The carpet's already not fitting right because the battery location wire runs through right here, stiff ass wire, and it makes the carpet not want to go down right, but I'm just gonna force it. Took this away in the glove box. It should look pretty good. I don't have floor mats yet, but once I do, it should make everything look a whole lot better. I know it doesn't fit properly, like exactly well right now, but I think a little bit more massaging, a little bit more trimming, it should look pretty good. So I'm some trimming. Okay, so this was a bit of a long process, but I think I'm finally done with it now. It looks great. It looks damn near brand new, aside from the glass is a little scratched up. But so this here is like a complete hybrid cluster, I swear. This is a single cam cluster housing, and I swapped in the JDM dual cam speedo. This is my original single cam odometer reading. This is also the dual cam RPM gauge. And I kept my gas gauge because the one from the JDM cluster didn't work. So this is my original gas gauge, my original coolant temp. All the lights are different. I switched over the clock from the JDM gauge cluster over into my single cam gauge cluster. It was really complicated to do because I needed to switch the sticks out, and the face on my clock was broken, but the stick on the JDM cluster for the clock was broken. That snapped off. So then I took the face and took my stick and put them together. The setup, like, to put it all together is really complicated because it goes this little blue piece. The blue piece goes back, and the little tab that goes like outward goes like this, and then this screen goes on top of it inside of here, and you have to have these little gray rubber pieces. If these gray rubber pieces fall out, the clock will not turn on. So that's all the setup there, and then this is the motherboard for it. And there's these two weights in the back that were throwing me off because the screws that go into the bottom aren't the same as the ones that go in the top, which I messed up, but it's pretty straightforward. I just messed it up. That's all taken care of. I have the LED lights all around. They're the white LED lights. I switched them to the white LED lights. They're 5K LEDs, so I like the way they look a lot. I also made it to where, I'll show you guys later, but when the lights turn on, the needles will be red. And that's something that I found on like some old forum on Zilvia that said, if you use a red marker, like I went to go buy just a red Sharpie like this, and you color in these little like plastic pieces right here, if you color all that in, like I did it a little bit just as a test right here, if you color like this whole thing in red right here, it'll show the needles as red when the light turns on. So I did that for every single one. Like on all of these is those little like clear tabs. Look on, here's the gas gauge, here's the tip. If you color this part right here red, then the needles will show red whenever you turn the lights on, but it won't, like the light won't be red, it's just the needle. So I'll show you a picture of it or a video of it. I think everything works now. Gas gauge works, clock works, shines bright too. All the lights work, it's nice and white. The needles are red. I had the blue lights in, but I just felt like that was a little too much. Now with the 5K LEDs, it looks a lot like more OEM plus. I know it took a lot of time to do this, but I just like small things. I like the attention to detail. I can like proudly put this in my car because I was originally using the deadening housing because I didn't know if I could use the single cam cluster housing, but they're literally exactly the same. Single cam, dual cam, it's all the same housing. The only thing that's different is if you have the HUD cluster. That's the only thing that's different. But if you have the regular cluster like these, they're all universal. You can do whatever you want to them. Any part goes in anywhere. I just didn't use this one because this one's a little more beat up than I thought it was. I just didn't feel comfortable putting this in the back of my car, but it works perfectly fine. It's finally done. Has my original odometer reading and everything, so everything's good. Okay, I just installed the new cluster. I don't know if I'm actually at 3/4 tank right now. I'm gonna go take it to the gas station and fill it up to see where it goes to. I'm gonna double check that these two work, and I'm pretty sure the coolant temp works, so let's see. That works. That should start working eventually. Speedo should work. So let's take it on a drive now and see if I can fix the gas gauge or not. I love this so much. Oh my god. Feels like a 240 now. Dash is cracked, but whatever, it looks good. I put a mat over it. This is all new too. This feels nice. Looks cleaner. I have all of these. I still need to wire this in. It's not that hard to wire in. Then I'll be able to charge my phone on the go. That'll be cool. This will be done when I change the doors, which I haven't touched yet, but everything's starting to look so much better in here. It feels like an actual functional car. Everything looks like it's working. This is nice. I've never had this work before. Like the cluster was entirely broken before. This is such a big difference. Oh, I love it. The speedometer reads in kilometers, but it's okay. I'd rather it work than not work in miles, you know what I mean? If you can't read it, the best way to kind of estimate it is every 20 is 12. So if it's at 20, it's 12 miles per hour. If it's at 40, it's 24 miles per hour. And then 100 kilometers an hour is always 60 miles per hour. So I can make do. I think it's kind of cool. The car's bumpy, so I still need new coilovers. The car is so bouncy, bro. I think all of these coils are C's or something. That might be in what's next. I think I need to fix that next. But I love this car, man. Okay, I just filled it up. It reads almost full. It's a little over, but whatever. I'll just make sure not to push my lug when it gets too low. I'll take that. I don't feel like opening it back up just to adjust it a little bit more. I can finally put this on. I just have this. I've had this for almost a year now. Just haven't been able to install it. But now finally all this is finally working. I feel like it's the perfect time to wrap up this whole area. Now I broke that when I removed it. Oh fuck. I didn't jump past the bike cop, shit my pants ain't a lot, but he left me alone, I think. Yeah, it's just pretty much done after I put that part on. But I broke that, so I gotta buy a new one of those. That should be it for like this whole thing. So that's cool. This car is really starting to come together. I love driving it, even though there's no AC. It's not as loud though, because the sound deadening definitely did make a big difference. Like, it doesn't sound like a bucket anymore. It sounds like a modified car with a loud exhaust. But it doesn't sound like echoey and everything's bouncing all over the place. When I do the before and after, you'll see. It's a huge difference in here. It doesn't feel dirty. I mean, other than the wheel I still need to replace, which I completely forgot about. But other than that, like, I feel like cleaner in here. Everything feels like scrubbed and not like crusty, you know, just feels like an old car. It feels like I'm making a good effort. That's the best way I can describe it. I have to show this off because I found it while I was walking my dogs. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a super green super right there. Damn, that green super looks nice, bro. I'm lying. That thing is beat the hell up, but that thing has so much potential. It's crazy. Shout out to whoever the hell that is. I'm gonna be watching your build from afar. I'm too scared to introduce myself. Okay, so a lot has happened with the 240 across the last maybe like 2 weeks since the last clip. It's been through some stuff has happened, but here's how it sits right now. So the obvious change is I finally bought the full Type X kit. I don't have the little side pieces on, but I have the entire rest of the kit now. But that's about where the good news ends, honestly. So now we have the full Type X kit and the interior refresh, so the car is starting to actually like really take form now. But that's kind of about where the good news ends with this car right now. I was supposed to film like the full install of the kit, but I just kind of got ahead of myself and just threw it all on. It's a full Dorky Dory kit. I got it on Facebook for about 800 bucks, I think. It was in really good condition, and Dorky Dory doesn't even make this style kit anymore. I don't even know if Dorky Dory is going to be making kits at all anymore. That's what I heard they're selling the company, but so this Type X kit from them, in my opinion, is the best quality on the market. So when I saw it pop up on Facebook, I saw this pop up, and it was the entire kit minus the front bumper and the side part, which I already had those, so it was like, this price perfect. That's the only parts I need, so I bought it. Interior is truthfully the most complete it's ever been, really. Everything's looking a lot better. Still have a little bit more carpet fitment that I never got around to finishing. Everything's working the way it should be. We made a lot of stuff work. We got the door trying to work. We made the seatbelts work. We made the gauge cluster work. All these buttons to work, except for this. I haven't gotten this to work yet. I think there's just a wire back there I haven't gotten to work. Mind you, none of this stuff worked at the start of this video, so me being not an electrician in the slightest, I'm pretty proud of myself. There's still a lot of stuff I still need to do. Like, I still have to do the auto window conversion, which is just replacing this entire door because these doors are really bad. Like, I don't know, these doors are beat the hell up, full Bondo. That still needs to be done. Sound system still needs to be done. Even I have bought certain things for the sound system, like I bought the rear things that have the speakers right there. I don't have those, so I have all that stuff. I haven't installed all these things, but I have all of that. We got the center brace installed, which I'll tell you why I installed this. I wasn't gonna install this, but I'll tell you why that was so important and why it ended up failing. But finally took the ECU so it's not sitting on the floor. The way I did it was I tucked it inside of the glove box, which it didn't fit with the glove box having the compartment in it. So I unscrewed the compartment on the glove box and just attached it as just a door, and I shoved the ECU inside like that. Now this closes because I didn't really use the glove box anyways. So now this just closes like this. So now this just closes like this. So now that just closes and hides everything in there, which I'm fine with. I like the way that works. Everything works. I still love that, man. I love these auto seatbelts. Starts up, all the gauges work, gas gauge, temp gauge. It's just a much more functional car now, and I'm really happy to see this car in such a better shape than it was when we started. And that's about where the good news ends. That's literally it. So what ended up happening was, first of all, I installed this center brace, which I didn't have because this car used to have a sunroof. I had this installed because I keep having this problem when the car goes on 3 wheels. Let's say I'm pulling out of my driveway or something, right? That slight minute, because you know I come out at an angle, slight second where like one wheel is technically above, like floating, and it's on 3 wheels, the chassis would buckle and all the weight would go onto the roof, my carbon roof that I just installed. And what would happen is the roof would buckle inward and this would push down and hit my head right here. It would just boop. And it kept doing that and doing that and doing that. And every time I heard it, I was like, that's putting a lot of strain on this carbon roof. The worst possible situation, worst possible outcome is the roof breaks. So I said, okay, I need to stiffen this chassis, right? And I had no welding experience. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I had no idea what process for that was. So I bought the front and rear strut mounts, right? So I have one in the back and the one that's on the front strut towers. Those are from Megan Racing. I bought those thinking that would help. Didn't make a goddamn difference. Did absolutely nothing. I found out that there's supposed to be a center brace on all the slick tops along the roof. And I said, okay, that looks exactly like what I need. That then all the way would go into this. So I bought this off of some part out. I cut it out, came in, had chance, welded in. We didn't do a good job welding. Like they're not good welds or anything. Like Like, don't even judge on the welds, bro, but it's in here. Like, it ain't going anywhere. Welded that in, tried coming out the driveway, still buckled. Granted, when it does buckle, it'll land on this part, so it doesn't hit my head as much, but it still buckles. I was like, man, what the fuck? So I had no idea what to do in order to fix that. But it only happened when I pulled out the driveway. So I was like, it's fine. Maybe I just won't go on the driveway. Then yesterday, I just finished installing this fuck ass kit. I go to leave. I'm parked in the driveway again, yes, but I didn't go straight like angled. I just went straight out. I was like, I'm gonna scrape, but whatever, I'll just go straight out. I went straight out the driveway. Second I got to the dip, roof buckles, I hear crack. I was like, what the hell was that? The entire windshield detaches from the roof, like entirely. And a bunch of clear coat fell on my lap. I was like, what the hell is all this white stuff on my lap? It was the windshield, I think, taking the clear coat off of the roof when it cracked. Like, it went like this. It went, here's the roof, here's the windshield. When I went down, the windshield went like this. It said, the windshield wanted to go in like this. And instead of doing this, actually, the windshield just went doop, and the roof went doop. Nothing I think is really broken. I think the windshield's okay. I've already called the glass guy. He says he's gonna come fix it, but that scared the hell out of me. And I don't want to drive this car anymore until I get this fixed. So, as great as this car looks to me right now, I'm not driving this shit until I figure out a different solution, because this chassis is terrible. I cannot stand how flimsy and how bendable this car is. Like, and it's like the car's not even like damaged or anything. It's not like it has dents and stuff, but it's like not like the frame is bent or anything. It just is a weak and like it's made of literal like paper mache. So it's gonna sit here until we find out something better, because I'm tired of jeopardizing this expensive ass roof that I just installed. I don't want anything bad to happen to this roof. I'm already worried that it's gonna pop off. This has happened so much, like the roof is caved in so much. The roof is not moved at all, so I think I did a pretty good job at installing it. Like it is really in there. It looks really good. It's very flush, so it's holding up great. But I don't want to take the chance anymore. So it's just gonna sit like this for a little bit until we come up with a different solution. And it sucks because I love the way that this car looks right now. It looks so good. I'm finally starting to like fall back in love with this car, and it sucks that now that I'm finally actually at a point where I want to show it off, I really can't. So the plan now is, I've talked to a couple people who are like really knowledgeable on 240s, and one of them is a really good welder that I know. He told me that something that really helps is stitch welding the chassis and all of its structural points, which I don't know how to do, but he told me he'd help me with that. So next week or so, I think he told me I could come down and he'd help me with that. So if we can get that done, hopefully this car will be a whole lot more drivable, because as it stands right now, they were completely right when they said don't daily drive a 240. I don't know how people do that, like without any like of the modifications and stuff, like just straight chassis, as flexible as this thing is, crazy. I don't know, I guess I can see it. If you have a good condition 240 maybe, but if you modify it, don't daily drive it, bro, even if it looks hella good. But that's where I stand with it right now. I didn't even tell you the funny part. While we were welding in this fuck ass brace, mind you, I know I should have taken more precautions, but I didn't want to take out the interior that I already been working on. So what we did was we soaked a bunch of towels and laid out the wet towels all on the interior to hopefully stop like from the sparks from catching onto the cloth or something, right? We didn't have that many towels. We had enough to cover most of the stuff, right? But what I told them, because Chance and Shiv welded it, I told them, I said, okay, look, I don't care about the driver's seat because I'm most likely gonna buy a bucket seat anyways. I only care about the passenger seat, the dash, and the carpet, right? It's like anything else, if something happens, it happens, right? Well, the second he finished welding this in and I watched it happen, he just finished the back part of the weld, right? And he gets out the car and he's like, damn, it's hot in there. And Shiv is like, fire, fire, fire. This seat caught on fire. Like all of this was just up on unflamed. It doesn't even look that bad because we got to it so quick, but this seat is trash now. And it was a second there I was like, fuck, if we don't like figure this out now, this whole car is gonna go up in flames. Because the second it like hits the carpet or something, can't help it anymore. But we got to it pretty quick, put the fire out, and now the seat is trash. This is the one seat I actually really wanted to keep too because it's actually in good condition and I don't plan on buying 2 bucket seats, but whatever. I guess I'll buy 2 bucket seats now. In the process of trying to stiffen up this car, I've lost my windshield, I've caught on fire, and I'm over this shit. So it's time to ask someone else for some help with this shit. But yeah, this is how it's gonna sit for now. I can't even wash the car because the water will get under the windshield. So it's just gonna sit here as a dusty hot mess until I can figure out this chassis stiffening problem. I'm sure we can figure it out, but it's just annoying because I really like the way this car looks now. At least the interior is done, so that's a dub. But I don't know where the boat will go from here until we figure that out. I know I still need to do suspension. I need new tires. My tires are bald. I don't know, maybe one step at a time. For now, she sits. Yep, for now, she sits.